What up, everybody? This is Dregs One reporting from Clandestine Rabbit in Reseda, the San Fernando Valley, Los Angeles, California, with a very special episode of the History of the Bay podcast. Shout out to the homie Kelvin behind the lens, getting this right tonight. And we have a really special guest. This man said, don't call him a legend, so I ain't gonna call him a legend. But if you're into graffiti, West Coast graffiti in particular, Southern California and Northern California, then you know about the MSK AWR crews, very influential, and a very influential member of those crews is someone I'm sitting down with right now, someone whose work I grew up seeing in San Francisco and beyond, talking with the one and only Fate. What's up, brother?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Good, man.
Good.
It's really good to be here with you, bro, because we've been talking about doing this for so long.
What, like a couple of years at least, right?
A few years.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Just missed connections.
Well, we made it happen.
Cool, man. I'm glad you came by. I'm glad we're here.
It's your spot.
My second home.
If you need some work done, tattoos and piercing, come holler at my man, Clandestine Rabbit.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, I'm really interested to talk to you because, I mean, your crew, you've made such an impact on Bay Area graffiti as well as LA graffiti, but I feel like your story has not really been explored or told, and so I'm just really excited to get into some of that with you.
Yeah.
Well, let's go all the way back, man. Where did you grow up?
Well, so there's a joke around here, and probably now if I even mention it, it's going to even get more. I grew up in East LA, but I spent some time in Riverside. Okay. So these guys clown me all day long. It's cool. I love it. It's cool. It's cool. Shout out to the IE. Actually, GK and I killed it out there. So, and if anywhere that's considered legendary, I'm pretty sure that's where I would accept it because we fucking murdered that spot. Mm-hmm. So, and they didn't know who we were. Okay. So, for years.
So back and forth between the...
Yeah, we'd come back and forth. Well, I wasn't a home out here. And I would travel back there because I was younger. I was like in middle of high school, 10th grade, I believe. 9th grade.
Like group home?
Yeah, got put in a group home out here.
Where's your family from?
San Gabriel Valley mostly. Okay. And yes, a lot of them are in Riverside. That's where they live.
Mexican?
Half.
Half Mexican.
I'm a mix.
Okay. Yeah.
White and Mexican and white.
Shout out to my mixed folks.
Yeah, mixers, brah.
Okay. So, were you in the home because you were in trouble, or just like?
I just got caught up on some dumb shit.
Yeah.
Skateboarding and got in trouble at the wrong time. Didn't have it really that easy at home. Mm-hmm. Didn't really have parents like that. So.
I feel like there's a lot of people in the generation grew up like that.
Honestly, bro, it was the best thing that ever happened to me. Being put out in a fucking suburban, white and Jewish community. I don't mean it like that, but it was fucking, it was like, it did me great, man. Like I came out better than I think I would have ever been where I came from.
So that's where the group home was?
Yeah, out in the suburbs at first. So, I went to school there from like 10th grade and stayed. Okay. Like I ended up staying there.
Hell yeah.
Like it was at that time it was kind of still like Wild West, and it's not all burnt out like it is, and everybody was cool. So I was able to make it out there.
So you were a skater.
Yeah, I started out skateboarding, yeah.
What was the skate scene like?
Well, it was hype. Everybody skated. All the rich kids had the nice boards. There was come-ups. There was as soon as I was able to be out on my own and skate, like we would take off and go to LA, go to the valley, deep in the valley and skate. It was fun.
Where was this? Was it street skating or was it like this?
Yeah, mostly street skating. Some ramp, I would also go to Ventura where I met a lot of friends of mine that are also crew members and brothers as well. And ramps were big out in like the 805, and in the country areas where they could afford to put one or there was space,
Well, skateboarding is one of those things where you're outside a lot. You're literally in the streets in a way. So
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like a good introduction to like getting outside and
Well, yeah, I would like, as a kid, I would skate miles, like with my other skater friends. I have a couple other like way back friends that I end up still knowing to this day, and we would skate miles, you know, just all night long, dusted out, drunk, faded, sober. I actually, when I was a kid, I really didn't do any of that shit till I was almost an adult. I never really fucked around. I smoked weed, you know, but there were a couple of instances where drugs were a thing, but so skateboarding kept me out of that.
well,
Like,
you got to be kind of in somewhat of a mental and physical health to do
well,
that
yeah,
shit,
yeah, yeah.
right?
Well, that's the thing. I didn't need it because I had that other high. I had the
Right.
high of fucking jumping off of roofs and 40 set steps and, you know, handrails, bullshit like that, you know, skate tricks that were in WAD trying to copy the pros and do their crazy tricks. That shit was mind blowing. So it kind of kept me in punk rock and, you know, music kept me away from like anything bad.
You're going to like all the underground shows and stuff.
Yeah.
Punk rock shows. Punk rock shit is like taking over spaces and non-traditional venues and shit, right?
Yeah, just low key shit, like holes in the wall. I saw a lot of good bands in hole in the wall spots when they weren't really that known.
Like who?
Well, RKL is one of my first shows, and DRI and TSOL. I actually saw all three of them in Riverside as a kid, you know, probably 14, something like that. Saw Slayer there as an undercut under like another name in a bar.
Damn.
And I'm trying to think of who else. Those are pretty much just some of the first ones that have been an impression on me, you know, as a kid. But I have so many that I've been through. I couldn't really remember any. But RKL was the one. That's where it got me. Like when I saw a real punk show, that's the one. And TSOL was cool, but they were already crossover, so it was like they weren't really punk anymore. They were more like metal-y, kind of like slow metal-y, kind of weird shit. So, but they did play a couple of their old songs. So that was cool.
Well, it's interesting. So punk rock, skateboarding, and graffiti are all very much like intersected.
Well, that's what got me started with graffiti is skating. You know, I saw that first. I mean, I saw Beat Street. All right, so there's two time frames of me. Like the graffiti started from skateboarding. But I did my first graffiti, like the first shit I ever wrote on was I was trying to copy Beat Street and shit, and like that's when it came out in Break-In. I was living in El Monte, like South El Monte, this like by the LA River by Arroyo High School, and the first spray paint can tag I ever did. I'm not gonna give that name, but it was toy as fuck. But that's the first place I ever even spray painted something, and it was because of graffiti and hip hop, like watching those movies at a 11-year-old kid, you know. So,
What was the scene in LA and Riverside like back in those times? Was there a graffiti scene yet?
when we went out to Riverside, like to paint and like fuck that place up, there was two things out there: no graffiti. But there were pieces and there were like low key spots.
Little spots,
But graffiti
yeah.
wasn't big yet. So when we went out there, graffiti was and everything in general hadn't hit that part of Riverside, hadn't hit the IE yet. Like all like say like when Fucked and Shell Toes and shit were first out. You like I'm talking about the very first, like the first Beastie Boys videos when those shoes came out and whatever, and like people started hitting like, oh, those are back, and Fuck store carried them, or you can find them in like Compton swap meet or like in Ross out here. I even found fucking shoes in Thrifties. I found Pumas, sick ass black with the red swish or the Puma logo for 25 cents, bro, a pair, and they had a shit ton of them. They're throwing them out. You feel me? Like for that price. So none of that shit had hit Riverside really. They were barely starting to find out about raves and the fucking baggy ass bell bottom shit and
What about
you know
the,
candy
like-
necklaces. We're already past that stage.
What about the LA graffiti scene specifically? Like, were there crews and writers that were established when you jumped in it?
Oh yeah, for sure. AWR was already a crew.
Already,
So
huh?
yeah, AWR started in like about 87, 88.
Okay.
Officially, I believe we go with it was 88. Same with MSK. That's we're actually all right. So I started a crew called Angels of Death, AD, in 1992, and then we were in some other crews before that. That same crowd of people, but we all decided like we're just gonna push that off, and like there was differences in some of the other crew members and riders, and a lot of that shit was. And we also were always heavily influenced from AWR because we hung out with them. I went to school with Hayes, Crush, Tyke, Summit, some other riders, but those are the main dudes that were I actually went to school with, you know, and a couple other ones that are also in my crew. Gone, Havoc. We all went to school together, so I had classes with Gone. That's how I even ended up. Gone even ended up getting in graffitis because I knew him and I would go hang out with him and we were friends. And then I found out he liked graffiti. This is not UTI Gone. This is the before. This is the early '90s Gone, which there was another one NHD as well, but that's never had any serious in betweens. You know.
So what's the history of AWR? Because I never even knew until later that like, and we'll get into this, but I grew up seeing MSK in San Francisco, and AWR too, but then I came to find out that AWR was actually the first crew, right? Mm-hmm. So what's the history of that?
So Eclipse started a crew in it with, with Side, Liar, I think, a bunch of other. These are people that are still active in the circle today. Ox Rocks, Vision. There's a few others, and I'm not sure if ARR. All right, so it was ARR at first, All Rights Reserved, and then the genius of it, I don't know, but adding the W, I don't really. So I don't know. I don't really remember. It's not that I don't know. I don't remember exactly the history of it. I've never really caught up on that at the very, very, very beginning. I've heard it, but I forget shit.
It's all good.
So, but ARR was first. It got changed to AWR, and then like all the older heads from that time started with he got them in, and AWR. By the time I was introduced to Casey, I wrote Hate, and I came with Hayes. I think it was like 1990, 91. I just started. I was just fucking toy shit, you know. That was even before I wrote Fate. And so Casey comes up to me and he's like, "Oh, what do you write?" Like, cause Hayes like, "Oh, this is the homie," like, you know. And he's like, "What do you write?" And I'm like, "Hate." And he's like, "USK," and I stopped writing it pretty much right then and there because there was already somebody named that, you know. So it was funny. I'll never forget that. That was my first introduction to Casey, you know. And but he started both. Him and Baba both started MSK together, but he started AWR.
So, correct me if I'm wrong, but I heard that MSK is kind of like, it started as like the secondary crew to AWR, like
It
almost
did.
like a tryout type of.
Not
crew.
tryout, was like a stepping stone.
Stepping stone, right?
But but it was already a crew before that. All right, so AD ran into some issues out here in the valley and was leading into like kind of stepping on their toes because we ran with them. So the first 5 people in MSK were basically the main people in AD, which is like they brought GK was killing it at this time, and Casey was like, "Yo, like we're gonna put you in something that you can run with us. That's a crew already, pretty much." Like those aren't exactly the words, but it went that way pretty much. He's like, "We're gonna build you a crew, and you guys can get in use, Fate, Saber, fucking Havoc, you know, whatever. Like all the 4 of us that we ran with them because we were already running with them, you know, and like, but we weren't good enough. We were bombers. They were piecers.
So you are already in the crew with GK, Saber.
Yeah, I started AG, and then like and Havoc also like was this like Vice, you know. He was a Vice guy. We were like
So you guys
I
are just
started
like
from-
what, tagging and throw ups and stuff, or
just bombing, tags,
Bombing.
throw ups. Not so much blocks because we weren't really doing blocks that much yet.
In LA or mostly Riverside?
No, in LA,
LA.
in the valley. The AD started in the suburbs, really. So I went to high school with also GK and Siva and like Chunk and but we were in a continuation together, pretty much. And I know Siva from like I used to date his sister. No, his daughter. My bad. Hey. I used to date his sister.
Okay.
And so that's how I met him.
What part of LA did AWR start in? Or is there?
The West Side.
West LA.
I want to say Venice.
Venice, huh?
Like, I mean, that's the hometown for us. That's like where the roots that I'm aware of in Venice and Motor Yard.
Hey, so them walls in Venice back in the day at the beach was like real yards back in the day. Not what you see now.
Not that half shit.
Not that one little like concrete
No, there's
slab.
a whole pavilion of it.
It was a whole spot.
Yeah.
With illegal pieces.
Yeah, all illegal. Bro, you got caught down there, you're going to get wrapped up either by neighborhoods or by the cops.
Yeah.
It wasn't nice getting caught up back in the day. You would ask for an ass beating sometimes, and if they'll let us go.
Yeah.
Take my paint, and I did that a few times. I got caught on Alameda and First one time, painting coming from a Gypsies and Thieves show, punk rock show, like the Fear had played, the Vandals, all these bands at the old Gap factory, and I got stupid ass me with our friends. I'm driving, get sweated for tagging in the middle of like where I think Brisky had a warehouse there or a studio, pretty much right in front of it, and fucking cops pulled us over, and I asked them, "Hey, bro, we can go around the corner and you can fuck me up. Just let me go, cause I can't. I'm on probation, you know." They did let us go, but they didn't. But the fact that like I think because I told them like I'll take an ass whooping. You know,
just get this fucking
he threw
guy
all my
out
cans. Hey, bro, he threw all my. Him and his cop, like the cop lady, took all my cans. I had like 50 cans easy in the back of my Honda. Put them on the fucking hood of my car, and we're hitting them with their baton into the middle of the street, like just swinging at them like batting practice. And then made me go pick them all up, me and the two people that were with me, and pick them all up. And then had me drive to the Denny's that's up the street by the jail. And fucking dump them in the Denny's trash and said, if you come back for these, we're coming for you and we're gonna fucking arrest you and you're gonna go to jail. Like they're cool about it, kind of. I really think it's because I asked them to let me get an ass whooping and like we'll be on our way. And we did come back for him. I'm maybe GK was with me. I'm not 100 on that. I don't kind of really remember exactly, but we went back for him for sure.
One thing about graffiti in LA is that y'all have to like coexist with all the gang shit, because there's gang graffiti as well.
Yeah.
And there's just neighborhoods where that's just what it is. What was that like in those days?
Bro, it's scary. I've been robbed and fucking I've never actually had to really have those kind of real issues where I was threatened for my life or I got beat up really bad. I was fortunate that I never really had any serious issues. For one, I like to get down, bro. Like, if you want to go one-on-one, like back in the days, it's not so much the same anymore. I'm more educated and don't want to fucking put myself in those positions. But back in the days, it was a different story. So if we wanted to handle it, we'll throw hands and handle it, you know. But for the most part, I never really ran into any of that serious shit because kind of had even if I was doing what I was doing, I had my head on my shoulder, bro, and I thought about shit. You know, I didn't just go out. I did random shit, and they caught me up, but mostly with the law, not with, like, neighborhoods.
Gotcha.
Like, you feel me? Like, I wouldn't really fuck with their territory.
Yeah.
I've never been about, like, yes, I've painted in a lot of shady-ass neighborhoods, but nothing, if it looked too gang-related, I'm not trying to fuck with that shit, and I know better.
Right.
You know, you're stepping on toes then.
So it's basic street smarts type shit.
Pretty much, you know?
Okay, so you, GK, Saber, Havoc,
Chunk, Siva, some other kids that are in it. One of them's dead. Rest in peace, Rec. He's always been AD, but these are the original ADs.
And y'all basically converted that to MSK.
We all got into MSK eventually. But yes, and some of us kept. So I didn't write AD for a while. I kind of pushed it off. I I handed it down to a couple of people so they can like still push something, because that was, I feel like, the stepping stone to MSK at the time, because it came from us. We were that. We still are too. Like, you know, there's a few of us that still. I started that shit, so I'm not fucking giving it up. You know what I mean? Like, that's always gonna be my crew, and it's moving up. You know, not to try and get into that and push it like, but yes, there's like, yeah, man, it's just as old. It's actually some of the root of where the first MSKs were, that were before we're second gen in my eyes. We started around 93.
Okay.
So anything after 93 and after, that's the MSK you know now.
So you mentioned that y'all were just mostly bombing, but AWR was piecers.
We did pieces too, but they weren't so cool.
But the
AWRs are fucking burning it, bro. We had the West Side on lock as far as like style, and it started getting noticed in the East Side and in the Valley and in Melrose, and the rivalries, and like the kind of like the it's respected, but like there were some times where certain groups and crews, you know, weren't feeling so hot about us because we're just hot, you know.
So y'all kind of got pushed to improve the style as well as getting up.
I think we always had that, and just like it came naturally to go a little bit and push that further. You know what I'm saying? Like we've always been a crew and writer. Every one of these writers from AWR, as me growing up and admiring them, some are my age, some are older, and some are younger, but they've all had something that makes that like that envy, like fuck that shit's hard, dude.
Clean,
like god damn, like how the fuck are you that sick?
Yeah,
you know, like it really fucking it puts something into your mind, like damn man, I want to do that.
Yes,
I want to be that.
It's like a competitive edge.
Yeah. And so that pushes each other of us. Low key, that's pretty much how it really is. Like we see each other's shit, and it's like that shit ain't on we ain't doing that from the internet. We're passing that on, and they're taking it from the internet. So remember that part too. Like Facts. We started that shit, you know.
So, and then eventually y'all got let into AWR too.
Well, yeah. All right. So I got into AWR in '94, which is a year after. I got put in through Eclipse, Hayes. The meeting was, I'm pretty sure it was Eclipse, Hayes, Crush for sure, Tyke. I want to say Cokes. I don't know if Lone and Laps were still in California and SoCal, but it was around 94-ish. And then like GK, Saber, and Gone all got into AWR. I think Gone maybe got into AWR right after me, or even maybe before, slightly, because he moved to the Bay. Him, Bless, and Lone and Laps all went to the Bay. They were the first. That's the first touchdown of us, is them in like 92, 93. But I don't think Gone was in AWR until at least, it was weird, maybe 93, 94, but I'm not 100. I forget who got in first. But,
and then MSK continued to grow as well.
Yep. Yeah, well, MSK kept small, but we got Zess in. We got like the TKOs were starting to fuck around, so Tumor got in. Tumor was in first, and then Zess, and then we had some more of the Valley heads getting in, and we had the connection with the ICRs who got in. So, and this is AWR as well. Like there's like the Valley crews started wanting to be in our crews, you know, or mix some of the heads in there, you know.
So were y'all getting like a reputation for like getting up, but also the style, like that common? Because that's kind of what I think about those crews, is like the style and the amount of bombing. Was that happening in the early 90s to get attention like that?
Well, yeah. I mean, that's pretty much how we were, just pretty much copying so AWR didn't just piece.
Yeah,
I mean, they bombed too, but it wasn't extreme, and it wasn't like vandalism. It wasn't like, it was, but it was beautiful. It was fucking like
You,
style.
like you could appreciate it.
Yeah, like it looked fucking good.
Yeah.
A haze throw up or a two-tone throw up in Venice Beach, or an Eclipse throw up. Huge ass. Eclipse had these huge fucking like, he'd do these huge solid chunky ass letters, bro. Runs to this day from that 80s style, late
That's
80s
hard.
style.
Yeah.
Fucking hard, dude. Might, you know, even some of the, but there's other writers too that were in foot. Vision was a good one. Venice looked like he got up, bro, and did sick burns. Some of the earliest. Risky, but Risky wasn't AWR. I don't think at that time yet. I don't know when Risk got in, but like he got in, I think in the 93 ish, like third rail time.
When did y'all start going big with like the freeway shit, the billboards, the crazy rooftops? When did that
so
come into effect?
Everything pretty much got really big, and it wasn't about like doing little pieces or little shit next to other little shit. Pretty much after the Saber roller.
Which Saber? Sorry for
the river roller.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like shit was big, but we weren't. GK was going big in 93.
I was gonna say because
GK
that's
was
kind of
going
what
big.
I was thinking before that, because I seen them freeway, like the overpass.
Yeah. GK and Saber were doing. They're some of the first with the roller shit too, you know. But in LA, well, for our crew, not necessarily in general. There's been rollers here since
that's
the
why
neighborhoods.
I asked which Saber one too, because I seen some Saber.
Dude, there's been gangs with whole building gang, Old English back in the day, bro. Like Hoover and like I don't know what gangs, but off Hoover and like MS2 and like Playboys, they would take over whole like apartment bando sides, just take the whole like or the garages but it was sick, bro.
So that's kind of always been some LA shit.
Fire extinguishers is not a new thing to us. The fire extinguishers been around here in LA longer than I've been doing graffiti. Just saying. It was mostly gang shit and old school like there's this crew MWS. There's MWA too, but I believe MWS is the first ones I ever saw with huge roller blocks like outlined. You know, no tops and no bottoms, but they had outlines on the side. Remember that was
just kind of the name of the game then. Just go big.
Whatever the fuck you can do.
I mean, the other thing about the freeway shit is like everybody's on the fucking freeway for one.
Yeah.
And then sometimes you're flying by, so you kind of have to be able to have something legible that's gonna stand out.
Well, that's the thing. That's the difference how I feel about everything in graffiti. Is like, why are you doing shit that like, unless you're parked in traffic, like Wild Styles can work on the 101. You feel me? Like, because you're stuck there. And that's actually, I almost got in a car crash going to Orange County the other day because all kinds of new shit is popping up right now. And I couldn't keep my eyes on the road. I was like, you know, looking at all this fucking awesome shit. And, but even back then, it's like looking for spots. Before all the awesome shit that's just in your face, there were like, billboards, heavens, high spots. We've always been about like trying to get above the ground. All of LA in a sense, because the ground is flooded or gets buffed. Mm-hmm. So the whole mentality is to go up high or go as big as you can.
You mentioned earlier that some of your crew moved to the Bay.
Mm-hmm.
Who was that again?
So the first people to move there were Lone. I believe either Laps went there and stayed, or he was living there as well. And Bless goes by Jason Condell, the tattoo artist, seventh son.
Okay.
Okay. But yeah, and then Gone moved up there.
I remember seeing, like flicks of really old Bless pieces in, I want to say Psycho 6.
All of them, all of that. Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So it makes sense that he was early up there. Yeah. What was the reason, for going up there?
He just to move up. And
just something different.
I think he started. I think maybe it was also for tattooing. Yeah. But I really don't remember. That was a while ago. So.
And then at some point, some more you guys head up that way.
So he was up there, and they were up. Jason stayed up there for fucking, pretty much up until the 2000s. I want to say somewhere, but he was up there, and Gone were up there for a couple of years, and they established all that whole first graffiti shit. Like back then, it was all just small pieces, nothing. They did burners and did nice stuff. Gone was a bomber still. but it wasn't like how standout shit, like it was standout, but it was like same, but it was still piecing in yards. You know what I mean? Or piecing
Or the
in pits.
the pits, yeah.
Or like, tagging on shit and all that. But it, like they brought some of that over there, but it wasn't quite like how when we got there. So a couple years later.
And so were you part of that too? So you moved up there.
Yeah, so
What year
I
did you
moved
move
up.
to the Bay?
I literally moved there February of '96.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I had been there a few times. It's the first day I landed feet in that city. I was like, this is where I want to be.
Why?
It was crazy. It was cold and windy for one. I got there when it was after 4.
Yeah.
So it was like cold and windy, and this is the middle of summer. I went to Concord. Fremont. Oh no, Concord. I was out in Concord on a visit from one of my friends, an old friend Ryan, that like moved up there, and me, Havoc, Owl, a couple other people. We'd all go back and forth up and down and visit him, and so we went to the city the first time I ever went there in Hayes, and I was just like, man, this place is fucking. There's graffiti everywhere. It looks like you can just get away with shit, and I was like, there's so many untouched spots. Like it was crazy, bro. Like my eyes weren't on the ground. My eyes were on like, goddamn, there's all these rooftops, and there's all these billboards, and there's all these high spots. Is it like hot that they fucking don't hit them or what? Even at Psycho City, dude, they had the up highs, but they didn't have rollers up there yet. They didn't have shit, fire extinguishers. They didn't have anything. They didn't have like a ladder to climb up high other than in Psycho City. But across the street, I was like, there's all this open space. Like, why is it there? Like, is the city hot, or they just don't know about it yet? And it took me a minute to think, examine. And I just did the whole like Soma area. My boy's car broke down, and we had to go back.
Was like underdeveloped.
Yeah.
You could just
it was all
walk
abandoned
around
and old. There was a
Just
gang of pits.
lots, yeah, empty lots and shit.
Yeah. So then I was like, I ended up getting in trouble in '94. I caught a lick, and I did a little bit of time, and got put on probation out here. And I was like, as soon as I'm off probation, I'm out of here. Fuck the heat. And fuck the popo, because it was hot. That whole gang shit. Couldn't walk 2 people on the sidewalk with a bald head and a white T-shirt at that time. Mm-hmm. Like if you had a pager, it's over. And you were wearing Dickies, it's over. So I was like, fuck this, dude. Everybody's doing whatever they want up there. I went up there and saw it, and it took me a little while to get there. So 95, I did that time, got out, and the first thing I did was, as soon as I was done with probation, I fucking grabbed a bag of clothes I had. I was staying actually up in Tahoe, because I would go and hang out. I have people that I could stay with and go snowboard in Tahoe and live out there for the winter and then come back. I was like, this time I'm not coming back. So I actually met some chick up in Tahoe. She was like, come with me to the Bay. She was from no. Where's that? It's up north somewhere. Santa Rosa. She was from Santa Rosa. She was like, I got an extra ticket. My boyfriend dumped me. I met her in like the casinos in Tahoe. This is literally how I got there. I was about to have to move out of where I was staying because the timeshare was up. Of the people I had these friends that were like would rent or had a place every winter, and it was almost the end of winter. So I was like, all right, I'll go. She's like, I got extra tickets to Jeru the Damager and De La Soul. You want to come? So I was like, hell yeah, I want to go. And I went out here and visit. She's like, I'm at a friend's, come stay the night and come. I packed up my shit and I brought what I had up there and went to the city, went to the show.
Was the show at Maritime Hall?
Yeah, I don't remember exactly. All right, so
that sounds like Maritime Hall.
So I think it was. All right, so I don't remember. I don't remember because it was so long ago, and that was a fucked up time of me. I was really partying and like fucking, just being young and dumb.
You were in your dirtbag phase.
Dirtbag as fuck, dirtbag phase is fuck. And it was good dirtbag. I was just getting it, son. Like You know, it ain't like nothing I ever knew. You feel me? Like the world was my oyster. You know. So and I thought I was this shit. You know, like this type of shit. Like,
Yeah. I mean, it kind of goes hand in hand with the lifestyle, right?
and I had no ties, dude. Like,
Yeah.
I wasn't about to come back here. The winter was over up there, and I'm like, fuck that. I'm staying here somehow. So I fucking ended up, we hooked up that night, and then I left. I was sitting at Union Station, at the Union Square where the trolley starts. I'm just sitting there eyeballing ass because there's so much. There's so many. Like, I'm not used to the city. Like, that kind of city life isn't like being in downtown at that time.
Yeah.
Bums and business or like gangsters. So you couldn't sit in a metro like that and just see tourists and fucking style and like all kinds of dope shit. And I'm like, fuck, man, I need to see. I'm sitting on my skateboard. I have my clothes in a fucking Greyhound locker storage because I ain't leaving here. I could pay $2 for 2 nights. You feel me? Left that shit there. And then I'm wearing an MSK hat at that time. And I'm just chilling. And up comes the stairs this dude. And he sees me. And he goes, he's like, he's an Asian dude. And he's like, you're from MSK? And I'm like, I got all tough guy, like I was all bad and shit, I'm a little badass motherfucker at that time. And I'm like, yeah, what's up? And like, why? And he's like, I'm from MSK. I'm like, motherfucker, you ain't from MSK. What the fuck? Got me twisted. Like, who put you in MSK? And he's like, Eclipse and Chunk at B-Boy Summit. And I was like, oh shit, okay, you know who they are. So you're trying to say you're MSK. Let me find this out. Let me find out. We didn't have phones then, so I paged Eclipse and Chunk. Chunk hits me back, and Eclipse hit me back, and I was like, "Yo, what's up with this dude Citrus?" I don't even know I forgot what the fuck his name was. And they're like, "You mean Cider?" And like, I'm like, "Yeah." And like, I was like, "Is he in MSK?" And one of them, I forgot which one, said, "Yeah, he's in MSK." And I'm like, "Oh, say less, fam." Basically, like, not then I wasn't saying that, but say less. All right, cool. So I hit him up and I'm like, he's like, what are you doing out here? And I was like, I'm just trying to figure out how I can stay here. He's like, bro, I gotta my parents pay for my school and they pay for my place. Come stay with me.
Whoa.
And I was out on Judah, and that's where I first started, is like Judah and 48th.
Oh, you was out there. Yeah.
Right there.
Right by the beach,
son.
Right by the beach,
like, that was
boy.
Shit. I got wrapped up on that beach being dumb and fucking not giving a fuck. I thought graffiti was legal at this time.
This is 1996?
6, yeah.
Oh my God, that sounds like a lot
The walls, the seawalls were like barely, like there was pieces on them and shit, but it was like.
It sounds like a lot of fun, bro.
Bro, every night it was a thing.
You?
I was 24.
Oh,
24.
That sounds like so much fun, bro. Because you just listen to what you just said, hip hop.
25, sorry, 25.
There's graffiti everywhere.
Yeah,
you're
and
hooking
I did
up
all
with
that.
girls. You're
getting drunk.
You got
Everything was a wrap, bro. Also, at that time, I was fucking, I used to be able to slide shit in my pocket real good, if you feel me. And so I went out there, and I was the only one of my people, dude, we'll get into that. But I came out there, and I was like, everything's a come up. There's nothing. The racking out there was nothing like the racking out here. Like, I'm used to people hitting whole ass, taking the keys and hitting whole ass thrifties, and for all their perfumes at the time. You feel me? Like, out there, it's just like everything was free. I lived off of fucking coming up.
Yeah.
For a long time. So.
Were you working?
Fuck work.
Okay, damn.
I was working, bro. Let me tell you, I was working those bags.
I was
working those bags in any pocket I had,
So you were living full time off racking, staying with your boy, and doing graffiti.
Not giving a fuck. Yeah, especially every paint place out there. I don't know how people were getting paint before, but everything was a come up, and they didn't really know about returns, really. I guess because everything was a return. The paint spots, like. There's like that hardware store that used to be right there, right by where the skate park is now. I think it's still there. That hardware store.
Oh, yeah, the hardware
that used to be
the big one.
Yeah. There used to be a lick for a minute.
Boats.
Yeah, It used to be a lick for a minute, but I was like I even got introduced that that's the spot to hit. And this was through like Force. Like, I went out and hung out with like Bless and them a couple times. I met the homie Force.
Yeah, shout out to
that's when I
Force.
met Gesso and fucking Soap. And I never met Felon, but they were all like already up and killing
Yeah, I
it.
was gonna ask, like, when you got there and you looked at the scene in San Francisco, who was standing out to you?
Them.
Yeah,
Those four in particular, KR. KR was
KR.
killing it. First of all, bro, I didn't know about a mop
Oh
until
man,
till I got to the city. I
yeah.
knew about ultra wides, but we didn't really have that access down here so much. There was a couple places you can come across them, but it was kind of rough and rare. In the 80s, that was a lot easier. And I didn't know about them then, like the late 80s. It was already kind of extinct by that time. Hip Hop Shop had some. Like you will stab somebody for their fucking marker if you came from LA and they had one and there was some toy, you know?
So more people followed you up after that, or I don't know about followed you, but other people from your
Yeah.
crew.
All right. So when I got there, I stayed with Cider for a minute, and then Saber and Revoke were trying to come up and hang out. Zest, Chunk. I want to say those MQ was I think the first one to really come down. I was like, hey, bro, this place is the lick, bro.
So MQ went from New York to LA.
No, he was in LA at the time.
Yeah, but I'm saying he was in New
He
York.
went from New York to LA.
Yeah, yeah.
I met him and he got in MSK. I met him when he got in,
Okay.
and we were friends from there. That was it. But I hit him up and I hung out with him every now and then. But you know, he was doing a lot then too. So I hit him. We somehow, I don't remember exactly how the conversation went, but he was like, "Yo, what's up? What's up with SF?" And I was like, "Come through, dude. This place is a come up. Bring the bags." That's all. Like that was pretty much the conversation. So the bag is the lick.
Mm-hmm.
That was that whole aluminum shit back in the days.
The
Yep.
alarm silencer, basically.
Brought the bag, and that brought all the rackers up.
Yeah.
So like, you know, there came my team.
So I want to say a few things real quick. One, San Francisco itself, just outside of graffiti, has always been dope because so many people came there from other parts of the world and were like, this spot's dope. I fuck with it. I'm gonna stay here. And they made a mark. And that's how we never were like hostile towards out of towners because so many people came and enjoyed the city and made a mark on the culture.
Right.
And in graffiti, like I didn't know KR was from New York because I grew up my whole life seeing KR shit. I didn't know, you know, some of these dudes was from Santa Cruz or Seattle. And I had no idea when I was like 12, 13, 14, that MSK was from LA because y'all bombed that shit, bro. And it's been said before, and I'm not trying to like put too much on it, but like there's shit that like hasn't been flicked that I've seen of like shit that just got buffed. Of y'all doing like bro, they did pieces where? Ninth and Judah on a rooftop, like full color pieces with backgrounds.
Did you ever see the bank at like where the UB meeting was?
The Hibernia Bank?
The Hibernia. Did you ever see
That
this
spot-
AWR MSK
I
that was
believe
there?
I have. And
I have it on video.
That spot's
I
been
videoed that shit.
been hit by since then, but I'm talking shit.
No, but this is the first
But I'm
shit up there.
talking
These are
shit that
burners
like
that were like,
nobody's even talked about because I just saw just like what the fuck, just random places, and I didn't even know that y'all was from LA at the time, and so I do want to like give props like. Y'all made a mark on the scene and influenced in the style, and it was very different. So I feel like overall, the city, like maybe now is different, but like, or we embraced the shit when we saw it. We was fucking with it, and not just LA, but like I said, people from New York.
it took some time for that though. It took some time because of like the situations that were going on between LA heads and SF heads after we came. Everything that was LA before and came up wasn't so much like rivalry even, but there was a time where like and then this is the time that where I'm talking about where I came in, and then the rest of the guys came in that are from my crew, and fucking started putting shit on the map that had never been seen before.
Yeah.
And so some people were kind of hating, like, and a little bit like, you're coming to my city doing this and killing it more than my own crews and people that are here natively fucking have ever even thought of doing. And it's not a disrespect how I hope I'm not coming off that way, because it's not at all. But it is what it was. It is what it is, you know, then. You know, it's different now, but
Yeah, it's different now.
Just
It's
like
different
there
now.
was a little bit of
I
like,
would understand
there was
it,
a
though.
little bit of like, nah, like this shit is bullshit. Like a little bit of like,
I would understand
like
it
we
too,
weren't
'cause-
really even coming there like that. Though that's the thing. All we were seeing is like, God damn, all these fools are hitting the ground right here, rocking, going over each other, capping or fucking side busting. When there's all of this whole big ass fucking everything around them, and they're missing it. And that shit was like, that's what I think. As soon as all my people came in, the early people came in and saw that, I think that's what the goal was. To just like, we don't even need we don't need like the shit. We're not gonna touch anything down there when we got everything up here.
That's kind of what I'm talking about. Seeing like ledges, crazy rollers.
But I'm not just saying like tags and throw-ups on
Yeah,
ledges.
that's what I'm saying,
Like
yeah.
whole ass blocks,
Backgrounds.
burners, backgrounds,
Yeah,
highlights, bro.
yeah.
3Ds and highlights with the fucking chips and doodads
It's just
inside.
facts. It's like that. You're right. That shit that was not being done.
It just
probably
wasn't touched. It's
hasn't
like,
been done
why?
since.
Like, so we're not really. Here was our thing. We're not really fucking with you guys. So I don't understand why you guys are hating on us or fucking so upset that we got something that you're not even touching. Like, why are you sour about it? You feel me? And like that.
I'm gonna push back respectfully because I've heard that y'all was stepping on toes a little bit.
Well, there were. All right. So there are situations.
Yeah.
There are situations where shit got gone over, but that also changed that mark of like landmarks and shit.
So you feel like the issue was, it was like personal feelings. It wasn't like.
It all happened because of Reds. That whole shit. We'll get into that. Let's push that a little forward. Kept and KIL and Reds. That's where like that kind of KYT beef started happening. And even Jabber, who's a good friend of like my brother Clowns, and fucking I'm cool. I just recently met Jabber or Jaber, however you say his name. I know how to say it, but I don't know what the real. He fucking, like, we did a book signing and I actually got to meet him. Dude is cool as fuck, man. We're all grown-ups now. That's history.
Yeah.
But at first it was an issue. Even with Dyer, when Dyer was walking. You know, I met Dyer when he was like before the accident. And that's another story we'll get into if you have the time later. But the KYTs, Seattle, weren't the same issue with like just O's and Mosque. They were going over us, and they were trying to like, we weren't ego, but you're not gonna fucking go over our shit and think that you can, you know, or diss us, or you know what I mean.
So would you say y'all respecting other pieces and not going over shit?
I'm not gonna say that shit didn't happen.
Yeah.
Like for me personally, any beefs that I could, and we got 640, we got all that shit to talk about later. But like, and I'm cool with 640. I have respect for Kozer, and I have respect for a couple other people in that crew. But you know, there's some people that I'm not really caring.
I feel like it's kind of a combination of maybe people were feeling however they were feeling, but then maybe some spots
That's all
got taken.
post-Bay shit to Bay Area, the whole UB. We haven't got to that yet.
No, we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
But that's all post.
I'm laying the foundation.
Yeah.
And I don't want to just focus on this, but we're going to talk about it.
Yeah. No, of course. But I'm just saying, like, that's all post. What I would say is like civil war in a city that we all live in.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like, we had to come to it. That explosion didn't, that was before the explosion. After the explosion.
It's because it's like what I just said about how welcoming San Francisco is and how many people from outside the city came and made their mark on it. But then, at whatever point, like with y'all, it went left a little bit.
That wasn't even, that honestly, dude, that was on some whole other shit. Like, some things, when it gets to that, I'm not going to be able to really be the one to talk about.
Yeah.
You feel me?
I'm not
Like,
gonna air that either.
Yeah. I'm not going to talk about that either.
Yeah.
But I can give you the real one up on that, and like from where it came from. Like I was the first one here of these guys of the after the first A-dubs. So everything from there on till like I left in 2002, like I had a part of that, and fucking I can attest or tell you from our version of what it was.
That's why I want to sit down with you. Yeah.
So
Boy, you guys also had some members that you let in that were from the Bay.
of course.
So Else.
Steel is else, yes, and actually we didn't really. Some of us didn't really care about him at first because there was another else that's from ICR and like that whole name shit. And this dude just got out of prison, and I'm not even trying to give any kind of more like conversation about that after this part. But you know, there was a little bit of tension of like that name, which led him to Steel, I believe, because of the fact of who that person was.
And Reyes?
Reyes is from LA.
Reyes is from LA. Okay.
Reyes is from LA. Actually, I want to say he's from Orange County, but he painted LA and like he's an icon in LA.
He's in LTS too, right?
Yes.
And there was also LTS cast that went up to the Bay too, right?
Absolutely.
Living there or just visiting?
Well, other than him, Focus. Yeah, I think Focus is LTS too, right?
Yep.
And
as far
I'm trying to think of who else. Oh, BMX.
And isn't Norm from the Bay?
Norm is from Orange County.
Norm's from Orange County.
Yeah.
Okay, how did you meet Norm?
Through Saber. Saber introduced me to Norm. Norm came to our house one day when we had an apartment that we were basically squatting at. It was me, Norm, Ty lived there. Bennett lived there after Ty. But he came up, I think it was like around somewhere 97,
So
98.
you met him in the Bay?
Yeah, I met Norm in the Bay.
And the reason I asked is because I read that Norm like credited you specifically as like being his teacher. If I'm wrong, then correct me. But
he's my brother, dude. Mm-hmm. I fucking absolutely hated every single thing he ever did at first. Straight up. I told him, please just stop doing graffiti. Like, please, you know? But we lived together. He took me and my pregnant baby mama at the time, who my oldest daughter is, you know.
So you got a baby mama when you went to the Bay too.
Oh yeah, well that's the thing. I was trying to, I forgot to a little bit mention that, but I met my BM through Cider. Cider actually kind of had, I think, a weird thing with her, but she wasn't really into him, and we ended up linking, and like that was that. And she ran with me. When we get into Ty, I'll talk more about like this whole situation, what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because it has something to do with it. But yeah. I met my kid's mom out there, and I love her to this day, and I love my kids and my grandchildren. Shout out to fucking Lily, Momo, and the new baby. So, you know, just saying.
That's what's up. So Norm was around that time too, that she met.
Yeah.
You guys were living together. Yeah. And I in my research I saw he was like basically saying he was like really wanted to get in MSK, and eventually y'all let him in. Well,
he used to like, it was kind of weird at first, and this is early Norm, not like the Norm that the public really knows, you know, but this is the Norm that started with us. Mm-hmm. And he was super fucking toy, kind of a little bit of irritating, and this is the early days. This is like 1997. 98-ish almost. Cleo, by the way. So my daughter's gonna lose her shit that I didn't call her Cleo at first. I'm smoking some weed a little bit. Don't trip. I had to do it. She's gonna see this and be like, you didn't know my daughter's name? Yeah, I did.
You're good.
Trip. Anyways, so he was really like, it was like how I first met Ty. Same shit. That like really, like you had to have a special like, you had to have be able to have that patience, you know. But eventually, yes, he ended up. We had some deals that I wanted from him. I wanted him to just stop trying to do wild styles and stop trying to do crazy shit. His spot. All right. So when Norm was another name, Cayenne, he fucking killed. He was already all city, but it was toy as fuck. Looked like firecrackers blew up. Like when light a roll those Chinese firecrackers. That's what his graffiti looked like. Just terrible. You know. As far as style went for that time, like he was trying to copy Saber and Revoke and Norm. I mean, Sever shit, but like he didn't really understand it yet. And there was some other shit going on. Like he had other issues that he was dealing with. So it didn't really settle out until about, I want to say like 2000. He really started like, I told him, stop doing that toy ass shit. Fucking start doing this. I showed him basics. I was like, do this only and just do straight tags. And that fool fucking went ham, dude. Ham. Like,
Yeah, I mean, in that era I'm talking about, when I was seeing this shit, it's hard to say who was up more, but he was up a lot in San Francisco.
Well, him and Reyes. All right, so I was his I don't know what you call it, mentor, right? For that, I put him under the wing because I love Norm. I always loved Norm. He fucking dude. He did me so proper. He like was there. He was loyal, and he was somebody that a good friend, and I got along with really well. Like we did a lot of shit together. We did a lot of shit together. We hit what's that paint store that used to be on like Cesar Chavez? Sherman Williams. No, Kelly Moore.
Kelly Moore.
We fucking threw a brick. We threw a parking block. I threw a parking block through that shit just to steal fucking...
A parking block?
The parking block that was in front of the door on the left. I picked up the whole ass parking block. I think I got a hernia from that shit. And I threw that shit through the door. And we fucking went and took all their paint sticks, dude. Their roller sticks. We didn't even fucking... I ended up... All right, so peep this out. There's just one thing. When I moved in with Norm... and he got his shit straight and he was ready about, so he was influenced with he was always seeing these blocks that Ty was doing. He was really influenced with that shit. He drove his brother's car to the other Kelly Moore on Divisadero, and like this is gonna be 30 years later, crime admitting. I don't give a fuck, bro.
I think the statute of limitations is passed.
I don't give a fuck. But so I saw all this buff, like the throwaway, the mist tints. They had like 40 fucking. I went in there. I went and sent an application to them, and just happened to look in the back where the loading was. They had fucking 30, 45 gallons of just mist tint sitting outside, and just a little chain link gate, right? I was living normal. We're on Baker and Diviz at this time. I'm like, bro, we're taking your brother's car and we're gonna hit that spot and take all their buff. Like I just went and filled out an application there, right? I'm trying to get a job there, which I got the job.
Wow.
Hey, check this out, dude. So fucking we go over there with his brother's little car. We did like 4 different runs. I just handed over I climbed the fence, handed over all the fivers. We put it in his little storage room he had, right? And then we went back with a car jack from his brother's back seat, and there was this much space open on the fucking roll down. And we went inside and jacked it up and fucking took all the buff from inside there too. But his dumbass went and tried to fucking, we had the lick. There was no fucking cameras in there. There was nothing in the back, but he went out to the front and set the alarm off.
Damn.
And so we had a dip, but we got away with like probably good 30, 45 gallons and a bunch of fucking house buff that was white.
Damn.
So Siva ended up living on those 5 gallons for like a year, bro. Like he needed to come and stay with us, and he stayed in our house, in our pad, and we threw a mattress on top of those fivers. There's your bedroom, son. Cayenne changed. He was killing it at that time, and I was like, just clean it up, make it straight and legible. Like if you can't see it when you're driving by, like really big and bold, stop doing it. He did, and then I believe Hayes gave him that name, Norm, and like he was trying. I was like, change your name, and so they gave him Norm, and the rest is history, dude.
Dope. So how did you meet Ty?
So I met Ty through Cider. Cider when I was living up in
Avenues,
Judah in the Avs. Like I also so I met Butter, Epic, and Taze when I lived. I was coming when I first came up there. I also had another place I would visit and stay with this girl called Canine, and she lived on Minna at the City Toe, right behind in that alley, like 9th and Howard or whatever, 9th and Minna. You remember the old City Toe, the first City Toe?
Lightweight, yeah.
Okay, so she lived right there and behind it, and they got caught up hitting the heaven and fucking got their car towed with the camera in it. So I helped Butter. I don't remember if they ever got the camera or not, but I helped. I was already gonna break into that place because I was staying right across the street from it, and I met them, and that was the first time we ever met. This is before the whole any of that shit. So I helped them go into break into the city toe and went all the way down to the bottom. That's how I found this yard that in the feature that I ended up making. There's a little secret yard. We became friends from there, and that was cool because I was from LA. They're from here. They're from the city. You know, like it was cool. Bump up a little bit. Cider knew Ty. Ty was one of Twist's prodigies, like proteges. He was like this kid that he was trying to bring up, and Ty was sick at what he did, you know, and he was influenced by Barry for sure, 100%, and was in touch. So I was like, all right, cool, man, this guy gets it. And I'm seeing him up all over the place. When I first saw him, he was Shay, and he was starting Ty. He wasn't Shio yet, or his. So he was Shay first, and that's the first time first thing I ever seen of him do. He walks right up. I'm at the New York Escape from New York when it was next to Virgin, right there. Ty walks up and catches a big ass purple Shay tag, tall one like this big, dude, on one of those e-boxes with a mop, and I'm like, damn, that's sick, you know. And then Cider, I was like, who's that? You know that guy? And he's like, oh yeah, that's Ty. Ty came up, Cider introduced me to him, and Ty hands me a fucking whole box of chrome markers. Hey, what's up, man? How you doing? Hey, man, what's up? You know, like in a high pitch. Here you go. Take this. Take it. Like, I was like, oh shit. It's like, I got a bunch. I just took the whole box. And he did. He took like the whole like square of fucking the silver quick, the
pilot ones?
Not the pilot ones, the skinny quick. I think they're Sakuras. Handed me a whole ass box of like 12. And I was like, damn, dude, that's tight. All right, cool. But he was a little annoying. So, but he went with us to Cider's house on that day. And Butter was working at the Escape from New York at the time. And so, you know, these are the people I kind of knew already. So, you know, we're cool. We catch the train we took the N Judah up. Ty comes and hangs out at Cider's for a little bit. And then takes off. I don't hear or see him for a little bit, you know. But I run into him fucking the dude never stopped writing on things since the day I first ever laid eyes on that dude. I've never seen him stop writing on shit. So I'm just in the city, you know. Cider's at school, I ain't got shit to do. I'm over here checking out what am I gonna do about this? So I'm walking around and I see Ty on a fucking bike catching mop tags just down Market in the middle of the day. And I'm like, oh, cool. I run into him and we say what up and whatever. And like, you know, he's like, yeah, man, want to go bombing? Let's go bombing. Like, yeah, I got you. I got paint, markers, whatever you want. We got it. Let's do it. And so I was like, he was like too much energy at first. But then, you know, we ended up linking up, going out. I don't really remember what we did that night. I know we went to Howard Street, caught a bunch of tags, Dead Kennedys, or Jello Biafra was playing. And I was like, oh, I want to go check out this band. And he went out and started doing tags all over the place. I came back, this fool had like fucking tags. Like I was into that, I snuck into that show. I don't even remember how I got in. I was hammered, dude. But I fucking got into that show, went and saw Jello, came back out, and there were just silver fucking mop tags and marker tags and spray paint tags just in that whole area. And everybody's like, to me, all right, so I come from here where you gotta, like, everything's gotta be dead or on the low key. You know, you can't just do this in the obvious,
No.
like, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You're gonna get caught up. And
Yeah.
there's heroes out here back in the day. So my mentality wasn't like that. That's kind of where I kind of got that whole, like, oh, this fool's fucking killing it like this. Why can't everybody do it? You know what I mean? No one gives a fuck out here. So we end up going our ways or whatever, and you know, and ended up hanging out here and there, doing shit, you know, meeting up whenever. He didn't ever. I didn't know where he first like stayed and all that shit. So we just ended up linking, you know, and then he ended up coming when Saber and Revoke moved in. That he would come to their house, and Jaya was a friend of ours, and we'd all just hang out right there, you know, and like that was the meeting spot with Saber and Revoke's house for us and our friends. So pretty much just went. That's how that went at first.
And you guys, he moved in with you at some point?
All right, so it was Sight and Ty had like a squat, and me and my kid's mom, we were pretty much put on like on our own. She wasn't pregnant yet, but we didn't like her parents. We were staying at her parents for a minute, and then like, you know what, dude, this ain't really gonna work out. You need to. I'm young. I don't know. I'm fucking just some dirtbag, not fucking trying to live like on in or off anything, but she wanted to stay with me. They're like, your boy has to like go. If you want to go, you got to go with him. So we're out on the streets by ourselves, and Ty had a place with Sight, and he's like, yo, come stay with us. And that's how we got to stay there. And their squatting was big back then, so you could fucking
yeah. You can pull it
we had
off.
a really nice ass pad, bro, and
Yeah.
like off Daharo, like kind of right, kind of where her parents kind of lived.
Trail Hill.
Yeah, Potrero Hill, right there right at the cusp, of like 20. I want to say where the hospital goes up. What is that? Like 24th,
Yep.
24th and Daharo, and we were a little down more, like after that dead end where the freeway wall hits, and where you could see like the projects on the other side.
So so everything I heard about this dude Ty is that basically his entire life was just graffiti.
Bro,
graffiti.
it was insane. I never seen anybody do graffiti like that or just write on everything, not give a fuck, day or night. Like, I mean, like, some of my most iconic, most memory of him is when we would walk around and this fool would just pick up rocks, tag on them, and throw them down.
Wow.
Like in the middle of lots. Like, no one's going to pick that fucking rock up, bro. Why'd you tag on it? You know, that kind of blew my mind. And him trying always, if you caught a tag, he had to catch a tag higher than you. He had to top you. Like, that was his goal. Like, if you caught a tag anywhere, he's going to catch a tag above. That's kind of like a mentality thing now. You know, like, you always want to get that clean spot, you know, and top your people, you know, just for fun.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, he's like a legend, and I think a lot of people know him just because he was probably one of the first writers to be killed while he was doing graffiti.
Not just that, though.
But that's what I'm saying. But
yeah.
But people
No,
who
he
knew
was
him
fucking-
were like, he fucking crushed.
Oh, dude, he was a
fucking
killer. Not only that, was he already all city in New York when he came back and that happened? But that fool was all city in the Bay before he went to New York. Like, you know, I mean, dude, bro, like, you were there. You saw it. Like, I don't want to say you don't understand, but I don't think, maybe because you were younger.
I was younger, yeah.
Okay, and you might have passed by a lot of it.
Mm-hmm.
But damn, dude, that fool fucking, in all honesty, I think he's a king of all city. There's never been anybody more up than Ty.
Wow.
Like, real talk. In the Bay, I'm not going to say in New York. There probably might have been in New York someone more all city and king like that. But in the Bay, for sure, that. And I'm just talking about tags, throw-ups, bombs, and blocks. You know?
I think the story of his death and the way that the city and the law handled it, and that the guy William Porter basically got away with it, I don't think that has been studied enough.
Do you know
As
there's never been any justice for
that's
that,
what I'm
dude?
saying. I don't think
Yeah.
there's a lot of like social justice causes that people have awareness over, but I think maybe because ties is related to graffiti, it gets kind of skipped over. But when you look at that situation and the case and just the like getting shot in the back of the head while you're running,
Bro, you know, MQ and I are the ones who identified him.
I did hear that.
Yeah, we went to 850 and we're like, all right, so he'd been missing for 2 or 3 days by the time we got there.
Really? You
Yeah,
didn't
well,
even
we
know?
didn't
Wow.
know anything. M showed me a newspaper on like I want. All right, so the night they got busted, I got in the day. I was a messenger at the time, or not got busted. The night that he died, I was a messenger at the time, a bike messenger, and I already had taken care of this warrant. I actually have the paper to this day from the lawyer. I mean the judge saying that I got arrested in error. Please excuse him for fucking missing work because I was like, yo, I'm gonna get fired for this shit. And so the judge wrote a handwritten note saying that I got arrested in error because I had a warrant prior to that and it was already taken care of. I already had the community service for it. And so that night, Ty went and picked up my bike because I locked it up over off Montgomery and like, I want to say California or something. Somewhere around there, one of my last tags for my job was. And I was like, get my bike. That's a really nice ass fucking carbon fiber bike. Rack that shit, whatever, bro. And like, he went and took it, and then they went out that night. I stayed the night in jail for fucking St. Patrick's, which is he died on the 18th, but he really like it was the nighttime of the 18th, the 17th. So I get out, I'm home. A day goes by, I'm like, where the fuck's Ty? I don't know, we haven't seen him. And then MQ came, I think it was the 19th, came with the newspaper. Yo, like, check this out. Like, Steve got shot. I think it's Ty. Like, in the TL. Like, we left him and Revoke, and we're both with Ty on St. Patrick's the night he died. And, like, he split up. He's like, yo, I'm going to get this spot. So he had already showed me the spot maybe, like, I don't know, couple months before. And he was like, yo, I'm going to hit that fucking fire escape right here on what was it, Taylor and Turk. Like it can be seen from 3 spots and I believe on Mission or Market as well. Yeah. So it's like I'm gonna hit that spot. And I guess he went for that night. I knew about that spot. That's why I also saw it and I was like, oh shit.
So you weren't like in touch with his family or none of that?
I wasn't at first after he died. Then we talked to him. I went to, I think it was M and I and Daisha. We went, or B5, we went and talked to his parents, went to their house. They didn't really want to have nothing to do with it. They were like, they didn't have the money for the lawyer. Like, they were like kind of like pushed out. His sister was talking to M for a while. I don't really know what happened after that with that.
It's fucked up, bro. It's
It's fucking bullshit, dude.
It's bullshit.
It's straight up bullshit.
Yeah.
It's wrong. I hope that motherfucker's dead now. Real talk. If he's not, he should still go to jail for this shit. And they should bring that up because that's a real ass injustice, dude.
When I talked about it, like, to me, it really made me think of like that whole Stop Asian Hate movement.
You know that dude shot somebody he was in Vietnam and killed somebody.
Yes, I do.
Like in another place in the city, right? Didn't he kill another Asian person?
He was pulling guns on people and shit like that.
Yeah. And he tried to play all that
shit. He was a Vietnam vet.
Yeah, he was a Vietnam vet.
And he was in the L's, like, just tripping on people there.
Yeah. He had that whole shit set up, bro. I have the video. Look, bro. Fuck, man. Rest in peace, bro. And I don't really want to talk, like, I don't want to say too much that's going to be offensive to him or his family, my brother Ty. But I have that shit. I have the leak. I have the leak to the ground. And that's when that whole, like, I have that video of that whole memorial for him.
So you guys held like a vigil there.
A vigil, yeah. And I have that. I filmed that.
And the guy came out.
And I asked people around. I got witness everything. So if it ever got brought back up,
what did he say?
The witness was like, "Yo,
the witness.
I talked to the witness. I have him on camera, bro.
Him? Them.
There's a couple of them. A lady in a wheelchair. They're probably all dead now.
I heard of a
Crackheads.
woman that was
A woman. Yeah, she's straight up, and
a
she didn't want
woman
to go.
claimed that his last words were, "Please don't shoot."
Yeah, and he had his hand up and pushed the gun away and ran down. That's what she told me.
And this guy told the cops that he was in fear of his life.
Yeah, and he had chalk hands, and he said was climbing through his window, and all this
he pulled
bullshit.
a Jackie Chan move.
He moved the fucking gun.
No, I'm saying that's
head.
what his exact words were.
But that's what he did is he moved the gun off of his head.
But I'm saying, how racist is that?
He was pistol whipping him, was what the lady was saying.
How racist is that too, though? To like,
he's a vet, like military, Vietnam. Like that fool might even have. I'm not excusing him. That's not an excuse.
No, it's some
but like
shit,
that
bro.
shit was fucking. That shit was definitely racial. 100%, 100%, bro. He saw an Asian dude in camo or black. I forgot what he had him, but either way, like kind of brought him back to that shit. But that dude had fucking every step had a sensor. So he knew he was coming up. Well, he knew he put chalk on the windowsills so he could see and yes, there was chalk. Ty's fingerprints were inside the windowsill because he's holding on to that to get up to the.
Well, I think the other issue he was saying is that people were fucking with him before that and trying to break in there. So he was like on high alert.
What the fuck excuse is that?
It's not an excuse.
It's not. You know what I'm saying? Like fuck him and fuck that shit. You killed a kid. You killed a kid for one.
Yeah, 18 years old.
Second, like you killed a potential like king.
Yeah.
Or a king. Not even that, but potential living king that could have made a difference in life later. And so could have been successful.
For sure, for sure. Rest in peace to the brother.
For sure, man.
And so y'all did the vigil, and then he came out and like was talking shit.
Yeah, I got that on video. I have all of that.
He was like yelling at you guys.
Yeah, and then fucking I'm calling police, and I talked to the parking lot attendants and people that were there too. I got the cops on video. Like they're assholes laughing at the fire department and the fucking cops. We're laughing at that shit while we're at the vigil, laughing and joking around like, these taggers and they're saying stupid. Bro, I got all that shit. I got it on a hard drive, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't ever post that shit or talk about it because it doesn't really need to, but I have that for proof.
I mean, this is what I'm saying is like, this is one of those stories that.
And all the writers, Joro's there, fucking Amaze is there, like all the writers in the city are there at that shit. DJ is my boy, by the way. You already know though. That's my,
Well, that's one of those stories that got just swept under the rug though.
Yeah, man. Real talk. It was fucking shitty, man.
And I kind of hope that people like learn and study what happened that day and people talk about it more because like just forget the graffiti shit. And just look at the facts of what happened and how the city covered that up and just the racial issues.
Dude, not just it was a racial thing, bro. They brushed that shit like you said under the fucking carpet.
Cover up. It's very strange.
Like
he was never even arrested for that shit.
Not only was he not arrested, he did get arrested. He went to jail for an hour and got released and got his guns back.
Wow,
bro. You know about his like photo shit, right? And like the banks and shit.
Shit's like in display.
It's still in display. City Hall to this day. That's why. And he fucking got away with it. I hope that son of a bitch rots wherever he goes, like and feels it. You feel me? Like
disturbing
like
shit,
that's
bro.
fucked up. You kill a kid, bro.
Well, on a positive note, I really feel like everybody rallied around Ty and his memory and his legacy.
They did.
And put his name up.
A lot of peace happened. A lot of peace happened too, because, we're all feeling that. Well, all right, so the ICP shit was already over with when that happened, but I saw Butter on the street, and like Butter was still an icon there and he has, till this day, I think, has respect.
Oh, he's the guy.
He's the guy. But I walked up, hey, bro, I had just found out about like that it was Ty, and I just came back from claiming him. And I was like with him, and I saw Butter walking down the street, and he's like, "What's up, bro?" And I started breaking down in tears, bro. I gave him a hug, and I'm like, "Hey, man, fucking Ty just died. This shit's fucking hitting me. Like, the city needs to know." And he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry for you." He condolenced me, and like we've all, even though there was differences that we're gonna get into, like Ronnie and I
we've been cool, like up and down somewhat a little, but it's always been cool, bro.
Yeah.
It's always been respectful and mutual, you know?
How did y'all do that ship for Ty? That
All right.
dedication piece.
To be honest, and I'm not gonna. There are certain reasons why I'm not gonna mention the third person. Okay, you know, even if you don't know, just so the world knows, that dude doesn't, other than out of respect doing that, doesn't deserve that acknowledgement. Just
enough.
because of the person he is.
Fair enough.
You feel me? So I'll talk in other person. But so MQ and that other person came at me and was like, "Yo, we gotta do this shit. We found this. I didn't find that shit. They're like, we found this ship just posted, and we're gonna do a tie, one letter each. So you know, and there's gonna be like speculation and talk if this dude decides to like, because there was, long story short, I don't need to talk about it, but like, believe me, I know that like, I wasn't exactly sober, so that is the truth, but like everything got finished by all three of us. Okay, we each did
How
a letter.
long ago was this after he passed?
98. So it was like
same year.
Same year. 99. I'm sorry, 99.
So like
it was a
some
year
months
after.
later, a year after.
Yeah,
Okay.
up to a year. I don't remember exactly the date. I know it was like, it wasn't winter. It might have been spring, late winter, or early. It wasn't hot, bro. We were still wearing jackets. We were still We had North Face security, son. That's what This other dude's brother and another homie of his, like they were wearing North Face still. But it's cold up in the bay, so I can't really like say.
So it was just an empty ship that was
The
just.
ship docked, caught up like over kind of by 16th yard. I want to say like where the stadium is now, maybe a few of those down. There was this rickety. Hey, bro, it's scary, bro. Let me tell you that.
Yeah.
Like, all right. So, did you ever see the footage of when I painted the actual Bay Bridge?
No.
Not Bay Bridge. Which one's the silver? Not the red one.
Yeah, the Bay Bridge.
Bay Bridge. I got the first post that's in the water right now. I got that.
Oh, I've seen the flick.
Okay,
Yeah.
so, it was kind of like around that same scary shit, bro. When I walked onto that rickety, rackety wood floating, like there was, like if you walk on that dock, bro, you're gonna die, cause that shit is like balsa wood by this time from all the rock. It was really scary, dude. And they were like, we're gonna do these rollers. I worked at Kelly Moore at the time. The manager turned his eye to, all right, so Silver Shield aluminum that was at Kelly Moore is hands down the best fucking chrome I've ever, just stock chrome I've ever used. You didn't need to add any thinners or any fucking, any kind of additives to it to make it run. That shit was badass by itself. And it was like shiny as Rusto chrome buff paint, you know? So
How big was that shit?
I took 12 gallons of chrome of that Silver Shield. I don't remember what MQ got for Rustos, but the reds were all Rusto. But the chrome was my chrome for sure. And it was like, I think it was like 9 gallons of red and 12 gallons of chrome. Because it's smooth wall, so it's spread. It's a good 40 feet.
How long did
by
that take?
like 500 feet or some shit like that. It took about 12 hours.
Woo.
Each of us did a letter. I think MQ ended up tightening up everything at the end. Because at the end of the day, dude, like MQ deserves that credit. And that's why he painted that ship. He is the one who came at me. Let's do this. You know?
What did that ship ever take off, or like what happened?
You haven't seen that fucking footage or the look it up, bro. I got the guy's name who docked it from when he picked it up, and I don't know if he knew that the graffiti meant something or whatever, but it ended up in like the Indian Sea or some shit, bro.
Whoa.
Like there's footage of it floating alive, rolling, bro. It's getting towed, but it's motherfucking rolling in the. Hey, yo, It is running in the motherfucking ocean. I don't know if it's the Indian Ocean. I don't even know if that's a real ass thing, but it's in some ocean, and it's
Wow.
documented. And a dude did a whole thing on it's the SS Lincoln, I think, or no. Fuck. I think it's whatever the ship it is itself. He documented that, and I'll send you footage of it.
Yeah.
Pictures of it, like in the ocean. I don't know if it got scrapped or turned into like for parts,
Right.
but it ended up in another country. But that shit sat out in like in between Alcatraz and what's that other island? At
Angel
the bay?
Island.
Angel Island. In between that for a minute, posted, and you can see that shit when you drive like what's Pier 1 and all that. What's that?
Yeah, like Embarcadero.
When you drive in Barcadero, you could see that shit at one point sitting way the fuck out. It was such a pride moment, bro, to see that shit.
It's a really epic tribute, man. Respect, bro. That was fucking legendary.
Like, respect to One Up, you know? But we did it first.
Nah,
And
it was-
MQ did. You ever seen that MQ, like where it's like that big ass MQ? It's like a cleaning place or something for ships. It's even bigger than that type
yeah, I
shit.
think I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Man,
MQ.
dude, that
Shout out
man's
my
a
guy,
monster.
MQ, man.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
It's a real one.
It's my bro.
Damn. All right. Well, you mentioned earlier that like kind of coming to terms with Butter and everyone else. Let's go back to the whole issues y'all were having. So would you say like the main crew that was kind of like stepping to y'all was ICP?
It was 100%.
Shout out, those are my bros, bro. Shout out ICP.
Hey,
man.
dude, much love. Hey, bro, real talk, dude. I got nothing but love for you fools, dude. Ski was the man even before that.
Oh,
You
man,
feel me?
that's
Like,
my
real talk, bro.
guy.
Like, it is what it is in the past, but, you know, it's all love. It's all good. And you know, if it wasn't for that, this couldn't have been where it's at now.
So there was feelings about LA being up there.
For sure.
There were spots getting gone over and taken. They were going over you. You were going over them. And at some point it was like funk on sight, damn near.
There's a couple things involved with that, but let's get back to how it started.
Sure.
So all right. So there was no problems. Butter was king at that point. Butter had rooftops with burners. Butter had the fingers.
Mm-hmm.
Butter had like wood shit.
Crazy
like,
tags.
crazy shit.
Amazing
Crazy sick
tags.
tags.
Sick
Like
as fuck.
yeah, that's the first thing I noticed after I banged that bitch and I left after De La Soul and J-Ru. The only thing I seen in Chinatown was silver butter fucking flare tags.
Clean.
That's sick as fuck, dude.
Yeah.
No problem.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was like, damn, this was up. You know. It pretty much started. I guess Eclipse. I wasn't there for this, so this is only what was told to me, and where I like had to. Now this is gonna get into some awkward shit. So apparently, like Eclipse and Chunk were at a rave off of like Second by Greyhound at that pit.
Yeah.
They went and caught some Mean Streak tags at the pit, and Butter, and I don't know who was with Butter or whatever, but he walked up to him and been like, bounce or get bounced, fuck LA, bounce or get bounced. And they started clowning, and like he didn't like that, and like it was on now problem, you know, because it's LA, that's SF, this and that, whatever, bro. That's how I hear how that part started. But then the whole like starting to go over us and cross us out, that's where we had issues. All right, so between this time, I met Taze. Taze and I become homies. Walter's my boy, dude. I mean, I don't know how much he considers me his boy, but I've always had a respect for him since he was 14 years old, bro. We did some shit. I met up with him since I met him at like the City Toe and all that shit. We talked. We were rolling one day. He got caught up at like what's that place called? City Foods or whatever. What's that food place where I have a piece on 14th?
Oh, Foods Co.
Okay, it was called something else back then. He got caught up. We went in there. We're hungry as fuck, bro. We didn't give a fuck. We were like eating shit and all that. He got caught up. He was a minor. They took him. I got out. We're cool from then. But then that whole shit with the like Butter and Eclipse and Chunk incident happened. And that actually is where the friction started. Like, real talk, that's how, and it just escalated from there. And then I had met Chief through like fucking, who is it that I met Chief through? I want to say like C or Light or somebody, Insider. We went to a party and everything was cool. Like, you know, I didn't feel any type of way at all ever about any of those dudes. You know, like I was coming here, not a cholo and gangbanging. I don't give a fuck about a neighborhood, bro. You know, I'm over here just trying to like do graffiti. I'm out here to kill. And so I was like, we can link, whatever, let's hang out, you know, whatever. And everything was cool. But then that whole dissing shit started happening. And it started like by them going over our shit first, you know, like hating on us, like for no reason. And then I think a little bit of it had to do with I kind of like had most of all the crew members that were coming up. I said, hey bro, like we're good. I was talking to Butter when he worked at fucking, and this is real talk, dude. When he was working at New York Pizza, I was like, hey bro, like we're cool. I don't want no beefs. We don't want no beefs. But like in order to make this cool and like fucking, you need to apologize to all my boys that come up here, you know, and fucking make it right. And I had all my friends come up and he apologized to them for fucking talking shit, you know, because we didn't want beefs. It wasn't like that, dude. It wasn't like that at all. And I don't really remember like that whole thing, how it went down, but they were getting sour about it. And then we started getting up and it wasn't cool what we were doing, I guess, as far as like taking spots and being too more known than the locals.
Well, the other thing is that the styles are very different. Like the funk style that the Bay Area is known for, and the shit y'all were doing is like totally different.
Well, we were aggressive, bro. Like we come from aggression. You feel me? Like
so this is my observation too about like LA crews do have a little bit of like gang mentality.
Of course, dude. I mean,
because we got gangsters, but it's not a gang culture.
It ain't the same, bro. Like we both got killers on both sides. The red is just as bad as the blue in their own sense, especially on a home base. You feel me? Like, so us coming there though, we weren't really afraid. Like I hate to say this, dude, but we weren't really afraid of fucking anything over there. Like all that should look like open game to us. It looked like we're just gonna go over and take over regardless. And now there's new spots and all kinds of shit. So our mentality is already there. We're really not gonna fucking really fuck with the shit that like they were fucking with at the time. It was all low, like below your head, you know? It wasn't really so much up high. Our focus was on like taking over so you can see that shit on the freeways and the streets. You feel me?
So what was the story behind, from your perspective of UB?
Okay, so how this shit all went down after, so, you know, I mentioned that I met them guys at like Minna and City Toe and we were cool. That shit happened with fucking Chunk and them. It kind of escalated that we were coming in and invading their space. This is from my perspective. Like we were coming in, they didn't really, first of all, we're Southern California. So that still is still there at that time. With North and South, when it came down to it, wasn't really like,
sure.
You feel me?
There's always been a little rivalry.
A little
the Giants and the Dodgers.
Always, on every aspect.
Sure.
So we came there, started turning out what the locals thought they had on lock by unlocking that unlock. You know what I'm saying? Like we're getting the highest buildings. We're doing the crazier shit. We're going big with stuff. And I felt like at that time it wasn't really much like, because you're shitting on our turf. In my idea of what it is, you're shitting on our turf that we think we're good at, but you're also opening our eyes. And hatred, envy, not even hatred, but envy and like misunderstanding comes from not knowing, from not seeing, from not, you know.
Graffiti is all ego.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm sure there was, I got to play devil's advocate. So I'm sure it was on both sides.
Of course, and it's all respectful. Just so I'm saying, like,
Yeah, you're speaking respectfully now.
Yes,
yeah, for sure.
absolutely. But we came, we started doing what we do out here without the the law. First of all, second of all, you guys aren't fucking with it. Like none of it's touched. There's not even one tag up there. Like why? Like fuck. Let's show you what. Let's show you what we're coming from oppression, bro.
No, fair enough.
It's like me. All right, so this even terms back to like, say when I come from East LA and fucking Riverside and coming to the Valley and see how much of a come up in the suburbs. Like to us, that was the suburbs.
But at some point it went like beyond ICP and
okay.
the UBA thing. I mean,
we had a clean out. We had a clean out on them. So it started with them. Mm-hmm. It started. Well, here's how the real beef started. Is like everything was copacetic, and I had to stop being friends with fucking Taze for a minute, like because he actually. He never crossed me out, but he put a sticker over my sticker, and I was petty, bro. But he put a sticker over my sticker once in front of me, at Butter Shop at the pizza place, like because he had to step up and rep for his crew, and that's all good. But I was like, that ain't gonna happen, bro. Like now this is like you're not even gonna try and like be a mediator with me. You're gonna try and like take a side. So it's cool. Like that's the past, But like it wasn't okay, and so like things just started escalating. Like everything started. It was like getting hot at a point. One time, Chief pulls up with Epic while I'm coming with my pregnant baby mama, and like not pregnant. No, she wasn't pregnant yet. I apologize. Take that back. I was with my BM, and these fools catch up with me right at that corner of that pizza place coming up. You know where the escalator from Muni comes?
Yeah.
Right Powell. There at Powell?
Yeah.
Like, and they're like, what's up? And I'm like, what's up? And like, Chief pulls a blade. I pull a fucking X-Acto knife. And I'm like, whatever. And Epic flicks a cigarette at my fucking sick-ass leather I just stole from London Fog at that time, son. London Fog, you already know London Fog was the shit back then. So I was hot. I was heated. I was like, all right, bro, I'll see you guys later. Like, and we walked away. That's how all that beef actually really started. So it started with some petty shit, bro. It started with some petty shit.
Sounds
like
pretty petty. I mean, as grown-ass adults, you look back at that and you're like, what the fuck,
that's
guys?
what I'm saying. Like, that shit was just super petty.
Ain't no money in that. Ain't nobody getting paid for it.
Motherfucker flicked the cigarette at me and I got mad. It was like, bro, like, but it was at that time kind of a good diss.
So UB like, United Bay was a crew that was basically.
Oh, so all right, so let's move up just a little bit, and we can go back if we need to. We can turn it back a little. So, the other crews in the Bay that were natives, and including TDK. So, over in Oakland, the A-dubs, piecers, the mural dudes like burners. Well, like Ty, Crush, I don't even remember who all was there, but Tyke is the one. They wrote Jokeland on the tracks over a TDK Prado.
That's not a good idea.
Yeah, it wasn't really a good idea. hey, bro, like real talk, like all laughs and games aside, it wasn't that funny at that time, but they thought it was like funny. And it's cool, like for everything that's happening, it all made sense. But no, that triggered some shit.
I would have been hot.
Oh, bro, like all the TDs were hot on that, dude. Like, fuck, like, and I get it.
So y'all were feeling yourselves.
A little. All right. So we weren't them in that sense then. Like it was, but we were okay with it. Don't get me wrong. Like we were like, fuck it, bro. You guys are gonna already run this. This is already beef with us. Like fucking.
I mean, I think when you're in the new city or a new area, you kind of have to. You can't just be soft about.
Well, no, yeah. Well, no, and real talk. Like I said, we have a hardened shell.
Yeah.
So at that time, like the Bay wasn't I think we just came a little too aggressive.
Probably doing
you know?
a little too much. Yeah.
But at that time, we weren't really caring. We didn't really know like what it was going to become as it is now. Now we're all everything. You feel me?
So okay, so yeah, let's maybe get back to where it was squashed, because unless there's anything else important.
Oh, there's a whole bunch else, but we can talk about whatever you want to talk about. Like I'm here to set it straight, son. Because if there's some ifs, let's find out. You feel me?
I don't got no ifs. I mean, I just, graffiti writers are very gossipy. That's what we do.
I'm not here for gossip.
Me neither.
So
that's why
I really
feel
am
like
not.
Let's get.
Yeah, I mean, all right. So let's go this way. Shit happened. I do want to talk about this.
Mm-hmm.
Like it happened with Chief and I fighting.
I've never heard that.
Oh yeah, okay. And I'm not gonna.
I got to do this. I've been waiting to do this, but like, bruh, I just fucking.
That's how it got squashed.
I just seen this fool.
Yeah.
I literally just seen this fool, Chief, bro. Just the
nice.
other
Let me catch throw up underneath him. He still don't like me to this day. But Brian got no hate for you.
But shout out Chief, man.
Hey, real talk. Shout out Chief, bro. Hey, bro. Hey, I never had no beef with you, man. I would have made it fun. I would have always been cool with it.
I just seen him the day before I came down here.
Bro,
that's crazy.
I'm just saying, hey, real talk. Hey, man, there's no disrespect, but I ain't gonna hide how it really happened. So we handled that. It was nice, dude. It was a good fight. It was fucking proper. It was fair.
You guys were kind of about the same size, too.
Well, even then, I was skinnier then, bro.
I'm sure he was, too.
I was skinnier. I was a buck and a half, maybe. You feel me? So, I was thinking I was a bad boy when I was just size of one of my calves now, So we hit it, we handled it. It was tight though. We boxed in the middle of the street, and motherfucker stopped to watch his box. You feel me? It was a good fight. And at the end, one of us won and one of us didn't. But it was equal and it was cool. Shook hands, hugged, and said, it's squashed. The beef is squashed, and LA and SF is squashed now. We're here. We ain't going anywhere.
There was another fight. There was one other fight I heard about.
Not about with our crew?
Yeah.
Who? Oh, I didn't even know about that.
Okay.
So, I don't know about that. That's
that's beyond your scope.
That's not the history of where this shit that might be civil.
I'll save the rest for offline.
Civil, that might be a civil thing. But this was the
So let's just say, just for the sake of this podcast, that a few incidents like that happened. And then by the end of it, mutual respect, Ty passing away, it's just let's just bury the hatchet, keep it moving. Y'all, it seemed like y'all respected Frisco for holding it down, and Frisco and the Bay respected y'all for doing what you do.
Something like that. Ty wasn't in it. Ty had nothing to do with this.
No, but I'm saying the story you said about how you ran into Butter.
It brought us all we were cool by that time. Right. By the time Ty passed, everybody in the city we come to terms. There was no more UB. TDKs were cool with us. ICP was not really caring. They weren't too happy, but they weren't mad either.
Everybody,
we were just going about our shit. Now that we're here, it was accepted. You feel me?
Everybody I know in ICP speaks highly of y'all. So
it wasn't so much at that time.
Okay.
Let me just say that, because it was still there was some weird, and it took some time for healing, bro. That's the thing.
That's how it goes.
Heal. Yeah. We had to heal, on both sides. We also had to stop. It wasn't. We just had to take a different route. And that's when the roller blocks and the whole the roller era started. That changed everything. The tie changed everything. The rollers that were being done changed everything. Nobody was doing rollers there. So, and then the norm phase came.
Yeah, that's when norm kind of came into it.
Yeah. After that, though, it was still us for a minute. Saber had a few. Saber going big,
Oh, Saber
them
went big,
acknowledging us,
yeah.
them acknowledging us and kind of accepting that we're gonna be here and we ain't going nowhere, and we're kind of fucking, bro. We went to the, so I didn't say this. Saber, me, and Revoke walked past Powell Street while they had that UB meeting, and anybody that was there knows what the fuck I'm talking about. We watched you guys have this whole all city, all fucking bay meeting about hating on it or beefing with us or whatever it was. And we were just like, should we walk right up in there and introduce ourselves? And we're like, nah, let them have their shit.
Damn. That
You know,
might
we
have.
watched it. We knew what was happening.
If
There was
you if
the
you
whole
had
city
done that,
knew.
though, you might have squashed it all right then and there.
It had to be squashed internally. And all right, so the BAs and like all that shit was a whole other thing too. The BAs, all right, so me and Jace is my boy. Jace, you already know, son. He's my boy. We didn't like each other the very first day we ever met. And like that whole BA, like them not being from the Bay, but Apex has always been my boy. Like fucking brother. And I love him to the death. Ricardo's my
I just seen him
motherfucking
not too long
main.
ago, too. Yeah,
You know
shout
what
out
I'm saying?
Apex.
Like, hey, bro, he's always been a positive on my side, on the side of us from day one, even with that whole beef. Apex was the only motherfucker in that whole shit that like was cool with us. You feel me? Ricardo's the man. Real talk, son. But you know, me and Jason didn't have the best. It was James Prigoff's fucking, I think it was like Subway Art or one of those like meetings that was on Mission and everybody went to. And it was over a seat thing that we had an issue with. But like it was heated up and I was like, we can box right now, whatever, you know. I was young and dumb and stupid and probably drunk. And it toned down real quick because we were trying to also be included with the Bay Area because we're over here, we're doing this, you know, like, bro, like we don't want to fight with you guys, we want to be friends. Like it ain't like we're trying to hug and hold your nuts, but we want to fucking, you know, we want to fucking unite and be like, just we're gonna bring some shit here. You guys are gonna see.
I think ultimately that's what happened. I mean, I don't think you can talk about San Francisco graffiti from the 90s and early 2000s without
The golden era, as they
that's
call
the golden
it, right?
era for sure. I think in those times, San Francisco was the graffiti capital of the world.
We were,
You can't tell me different.
and we had LA with us. I consider myself part of San Francisco at that time.
I was just gonna say, so I don't think you can mention that without mentioning MSK, AWR.
You know, I love
So
that.
respect.
I love that city, and I loved everything that happened. Everything was an experience. It was something that like wasn't happening out here for me, and it was a change. It made me who the person I am. I might not be that great of a person now, but I'll say this: all of that shit like changed, whether it was positive or negative, or like even if you didn't have a reflection at all, just like you. You're not saying you don't have a reflection, but
I
I'm
was
saying,
younger, yeah.
But you were younger. Some people.
I was people from the outside
but you
looking
knew
in.
about it and you saw it. Like it changed how you thought about
Absolutely.
shit. You feel me? Like I think, hate to say this, but it was fate, dude. You know, the one thing that I feel like if I hadn't have taken my guitar and my fucking bag of clothes to the city that day and basically banged that bitch and then ran into Cider, I don't think any of this would have happened, bro. Real talk.
At what point did you decide you're moving back down here?
The second the snow stopped fucking pouring. I was up in Tahoe at that time and I'm like, I'm not going back to LA. My dude, like I already did time for something I love to do, which is writing on walls and fucking expressing art and not giving a fuck and a lot of bit of vandalism. Like I didn't give a fuck where I did it either, like or how I did it. Like, but that at this time, LA is different now. You can do this. This is the new SF and this is the new golden era. Over here, like you can fucking
make sure you face that.
You can do whatever the fuck you want out here now, and not really have to trip.
So it kind of cooled down, and y'all like, cause it seemed like one after the other, damn near like y'all kind of bounced to different places.
Yeah. Well, you know how SF has evolved too.
Price, yeah,
Well, there was the up, and then there was the down again, which is down again, which is dope.
yeah, no,
You know,
yeah.
like natives can start moving back.
I feel like, you know what? Would you agree with this? Like, just based off what you're saying, I feel like y'all were kind of challenged to evolve stylistically and everything. And when you left San Francisco, I feel like that's when a lot of like the Seventh Letter stuff started popping off, and y'all started moving into
It started
more.
up there, just so you know, like
Yeah,
2000.
I remember Norm had the
Sever
shop
had the
and shit.
sick ass fucking. Sever was one of the very first. I don't mean to cut you off,
No,
brother.
you're good. Go ahead.
Sever was one of the very first shirt and sticker prints that like fucking happened for.
Yeah, and I was just gonna
Seventh
say, I
Letter.
remember Norm was
If you
like,
have one of those shirts, bro, that shit's like.
and Norm
fucking-
was doing tattoos and making grills and shit like
yeah,
that.
yeah. Oh, dude, you know about him making? You know,
I was
have
trying
some
to
of those,
cop one.
You know
yeah.
what? You know, I have some of those fucked up grills to this day.
I was trying to
He
cop
gave me
one.
those when he was alive. He was like, yo, because, all right, so Mr. Bling is my
Mr.
boy.
Bling Bling.
Dave.
Come on.
Mike, Dave, whatever you want. You know, he
Mr.
changed his
Bling
name
Bling.
like 6
Filmo.
times.
Yeah.
Bro, yeah, the Mo.
Yeah.
Like right next to Jazz.
Yeah.
You know?
Boom, boom,
And
boom.
so, like, yeah, so we were supposed to paint that Bling's window back in the day. All right, so Dave, Mike, same motherfucking dude, but like he changed his name every 3 weeks. He made the best grill I ever had. And promo, if Mr. Bling Bling can come back and Dave or Mike is hearing, motherfucker needs to bring that teeth back, because that shit is the toughest in the Bay, straight up. And it's across from Adidas.
Yeah.
What's it called?
Hardputs.
Hardputs. Hey,
Well,
we need both those
I
back
know,
in the Bay.
real talk. But I feel like what I was getting at is basically y'all, like a lot of y'all came back down here and then started killing it in like the gallery spaces, the merch spaces, the tattoo spaces.
It took all that for this to happen.
Yeah.
So you get what I'm saying? Like that was work. This is like now, like I don't get that. For me personally, bro, I'm still out here on these streets. I still struggle. Like shit sucks, but I'll deal with it and I make my bed.
Well,
You feel me?
I mean, to see what you're doing now, to talk about what you're doing earlier, where you're just like racking and living
Yeah,
the dirt,
yeah. It was
dirtbag
even rougher
life.
then.
Yeah, so it's like it's for emotion. And then I feel like Norm, like really, like I feel like people know Norm more for tattoos than graffiti, damn near.
That's kind of borderline.
But I'm saying he really made some headways
Dude,
in that space.
Piece by Piece was sick, and Infamy was sick.
Yeah, Saber.
You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
both, like, so Saber and Inf, and fucking Norm and Piece by Piece. That shit put it on the map, son.
It's a great documentary.
Straight up.
Yeah.
I turned all that down. All right, so let me get on some off shit just for some extra content. I hated Roger at first.
Gassman.
Yeah, I hated him. I didn't want to talk to him. I didn't want to meet him. I don't care
Did he
about.
approach you about being an infamy?
Bro, all right, so we were working at Erno's shop on Film Moan Hate, on the Moan Hate, next to Big Sherm. Remember that tattoo shop next to Big Sherm's?
Nah.
Where's that, what's that art gallery on the same time, on the
Upper
same
Playground.
side, Upper Playground. All right, so remember there was a Sandwich John right there?
Lightweight.
And then there was like the tattoo shop next to it. There's up the stairs.
I don't
and
remember.
across is what's that breakfast, John?
Oh.
And the Hindu
Yeah.
fucking samosas, son.
Yeah, it's just cracking.
So yeah, pangs, dude. The breakfast house or whatever.
I know what you're
pork
talking
chop.
about.
Pork
Yeah.
chop, dude. Wasn't it pork chop too?
Nah.
The pork
Oh, the
chop's
pork
on
store.
Hate. Pork store.
Yeah.
That's on Hate
That's
though.
on Hate. That's on Upper
But
Hate.
what was that off of on the corner right there?
Damn near Ashbury. Hayden Ashbury.
No. Walgreens.
Oh, yeah. Like Hayden Fillmore.
What's the other? Wasn't that a pork shop?
Nah.
That wasn't a
I
pork
don't
chop too.
know. I don't remember.
Whatever that was, that shit was the bang, son. That shit was the bang. So, we had nomads at the shop right there at Erno's shit. and like upper playground came in. Roger, this is real talk. Roger fucking, and this is with Norm. This is the best little side story. Okay, had nothing to do with the Bay really or nothing.
Sure.
Extra content. Roger walks up to me, Scott, this tattooer brother of ours, and Norm, and he's like, "Hey, what's up, man? I'm Roger. I'm looking for Fate." I'm sitting right there, looking at him dead eye, son. And he's like, "I'm looking for Fate." And like, he's like, "I want to talk to him. Like, is he around? Can talk to him?" He's like, "No, Fate's not here. Fate doesn't want to talk to you. Fate hates you." And he's like, "Fate doesn't care about you. He doesn't want to talk to you." This is when it was either While You Were Sleeping or Life Sucks Die, one of those two. You know, he wanted to interview me, and I was like, I didn't want to talk to him. And that's pretty much the end. I'm gonna leave it like that. It sounded duddy, but like the best part is like he's like, "Nah, Fate doesn't want to talk to you. Fate fucking hates you." And I'm sitting there right here looking at him while he's asking for Fate. I tell Roger this every now and then.
Well, he's doing it big now.
Oh, yeah,
I gotta check out that gallery
dude.
too.
That gallery is sick. All right, so I have a new piece I'm working on. I'll let you see it right in a few. For that dude Poncho. You know who Tiny Giants?
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be at Roger's shop as a gallery.
Tight.
I'm not 100. I don't know where it's gonna be, but I think that's where it's gonna be because they're in cahoots.
Well, bro, I could talk to you like all night, but instead I think we're gonna have to come back and do a part two.
Wrap it up.
We'll do a part two one day.
Oh,
we
word.
are gonna wrap it up, but we'll come back and tell some more stories. Maybe next time. Maybe when you come back later.
Let's go
this
to
year.
the Bay and talk up there.
Yeah.
I'll go to you.
Yeah, let's pay some shit too.
Are you serious about painting?
Yeah.
You paint?
Yeah.
What kind of shit
yeah.
you paint, son?
Fuck out of here. Do your research,
Fucking,
man.
let me see your fucking. let
Do
me
your
see
research.
your bullshit. Let
Do
me
your
see your
research,
bullshit.
motherfucker.
Well, oh
The fuck you
shit,
talking
boy!
about,
I
man?
thought. Fuck! I thought
Yeah,
I knew.
you thought,
Shit,
man.
boy.
Dregs
That's
One.
what's up, player.
Fate.
Hey.
MSK, AWR in the building. Nah, but appreciate you, bro, for having this conversation and, letting it all out. A lot of history. I'm going to heavily edit.
Heavily, son. Hey, bro, here's some more edit. All right, so Dregs ass motherfucker, why don't you be an AD?
Oh, really? You going to put me in on AD live on the
On
podcast?
cam, son.
Come on, man.
I don't give a fuck about what anybody says. You in or not?
Hand me that marker.
You be Bear, you and Camel, son.
Oh, I didn't even get a chance to talk to you
Oh,
about
let's talk about it. What's stopping you,
Angus
son?
and all that.
Oh, yeah. We'll do this in part 2. But, like, son, you're an AD now.
All right. That's official.
It's all day. That's all right. So this is what I want to talk about. See, you didn't even get to. We just talking about MSK. We didn't really talk about all day and all that. We got the info on it, but
I did
shit
want to
is
talk about
popping.
Angus too, actually.
Yeah, oh, I love it. That's my hey, bro. That's my heart to my. That's my daughter.
Can we leave that? Can we leave it on that? Can we talk about Angus real quick before we sign off?
Let's just talk briefly.
How did you link with or how did you get to know Angus Cloud?
Through Lily, my daughter. That's her. First of all, that's my grandson's godfather. Angus Connor is one of my daughters. One of her. He is. They are. I was hoping they'd probably maybe hook up. They're that close. But her new man, her husband, he's a fucking Ken. Is my. I love you, Ken. But it's good. I always thought they were, but they weren't. And that's her best friend. She's gonna be like, ew, gross, and whatever. This is off key. This ain't on that whole shit, you know. There's just some extra content. You feel me? But all right, so I don't really know him like she knows him, but I love him. I always loved him since he was the only one that like I could see she would bring around and in respect to me. You feel me? Like,
yeah.
And like, you feel me? I didn't know anything about his fucking TV bullshit. I don't care. I never knew until his, when it blew up,
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
I didn't know about his graffiti either, but I knew he was a graffiti writer.
He was getting up while he was on TV and shit.
King. Hey, bruh, we went to pick up one of her homegirls with him in the whip, and I let Lily drive. I think it was my car, and me and Angus went to get hit tacos in like fucking by LAX, just some random spot. And motherfuckers came out like paparazzi, brah. That shit came out, and he's catching tags on the ground with putting me and him up. And fucking, I was like, dude, this shit, motherfuckers are. I was like, oh shit. I didn't even know who this dude was like that. Like, I know him as he's fam. You feel me? I didn't know, I never look into, I didn't know about Euphoria for one.
Yeah,
Real
yeah.
talk. I didn't. I had to go and watch it. He was still alive when I watched it, but I had to watch it after I saw that motherfucker. We went to a club and they closed it down for him. And I was like, holy shit, dude. What the fuck? Like, in the comments, they were like, whose grandpa is this? Hey, that shit blew my mind, son. I was over here vibing, bro. Like, I was like, yeah. I was like, you know, fucking at word at this shit, son. You know? I don't know. He's good people, bro. Like, I didn't have much interaction with him other than fucking with my daughter, like, and Sita, who's another fellow MSK member. You know, do you know Polo Cuddy?
I know of him, yeah.
Yeah. You should look into him.
Yeah,
That fool,
respect.
Channel 5.
Respect.
That's,
Yep,
yeah,
yep.
boy.
Shout out Andrew.
Polo.
Yep.
Herb, Polo, Shark, my boy. You know, like, let me just talk a little. This is extra content.
It's all
Don't
good.
throw this in, son. Don't throw this in. This
I
is
might
just
throw some of
extra.
it in, yeah.
Hey, see, you know.
Well, fuck, man. Yeah, he seemed like he was a real player, and he seemed hella cool. And I'm sorry that he.
Did you meet him?
I never got a chance to meet him. A lot of mutual friends, just being in the Bay Area, and I just saw he was supportive and just a fly dude. And rest in peace, Angus Cloud.
For sure, bro. For sure.
Rest in peace, Ty. Rest in peace, Norm. Rest in peace.
You know,
all
someone
the
I want
homies.
to talk about that like deserves it, and like I don't ever. Have you ever even thought about maybe hitting up DJ?
Nah, but I would be down for sure.
Just curious. That dude is an OG as
Yeah.
fuck. That fool was like king, and like he's older than me, so he was kinging back before I even knew about the Bay, bro.
We'll talk about it. Yeah.
Or is there some?
No. I'm just gonna sign off.
Oh yeah.
We're
For
gonna
sure.
leave it. We're gonna leave it.
So
at
are you
this.
gonna be in or not?
Yeah, bro. I just hit it up. Boom. There you go. AD.
There it is.
Original,
You're in, bro.
I'm
For
I'm
sure.
here with the legends.
So
even
you
though
and
he's-
Camo are the only two ADs.
Really?
Yep.
Cam will get at me. Let's go
Hey,
pay.
young
Let's
Cam,
go
Book of
bombing.
Sugar, my
Let's go
boy.
bombing.
That's what's up. Yeah.
Yo, Faye,
All
I
right,
appreciate you, bro.
For sure. I
And,
appreciate you coming through, man.
We'll do a part 2.
Yeah.
All right. Beta LA all day. Shout out to MSK, ICP, everybody out there, AWR, Graffiti Legends,
Yeah.
Kelvin in the building. Shout out Trevor Power.
Bay
man.
to
All
LA
my
to the
folks,
Bay,
man.
son.
Dregs One, Fate. We out of here, y'all.
Later.
Peace. Bitch.
Recognize where you got the game. We got our own style, got our own slang. Northern California is a West Coast thing. This is the history of the Bay. Recognize where you got the game. We got our own style, got our own slang. Northern California is a West Coast thing. This is the history of the Bay.